There's always something. Let's get loud.
If you guys knew the technical difficulties that went on behind the scenes here, so we could bring you this exciting program, you'd be like, oh, too bad for you.
Yeah, you'd be like, why do you guys still do it? Because we had a microphone muted. We had a camera going Blair Witch Project.
But you know, Mederios and I like to spend a half hour of our week together, so nothing can stop us.
Usually turns into an hour, so as we're trying to figure it out.
She's like, you know what? Screw it, we're going an extra 15 minutes.
I never got a complaint, so.
We do what we want around here.
We do what we want.
All right.
Okay, the question was were we going to be loud or were we going to be quiet? The sad thing is it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, what a range of emotions for football for both of us. Let's, I guess, start off with the national championship, college football playoff. If you were to ask me at the beginning of the year, University of Miami is going to be in the title game, which you knew was going to be in Miami, and they'd have a chance to win the game, ball in their hands with a minute left, would I take that? 10 times out of 10. And what an exciting season it turned out to be. It did not end the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, sorry about that, Kev.
It was a great game. Fernando Mendoza was deserving of the Heisman. He is the best player. He's fantastic. He's going to make a good NFL quarterback. But I think what was crazy about this game, it was so Miami-centric.
Yeah.
You could not write a script of the weaving in of all of the Miami connections.
Yeah.
And the fact for the game being in Miami was crazy. So Fernando Mendoza, we've all heard the story. He grew up in the shadow of the University of Miami campus. He went to the same high school as Mario Cristobal, the coach of Miami. Mario Cristobal and one of his coaches were both teammates of Fernando Mendoza's dad in high school. Fernando Mendoza's mom and dad are both University of Miami graduates, and dad went to the medical school on top of that and is like a doctor in the Miami area. Right, so that's crazy enough. When Fernando Mendoza was a high school senior, he went through the Miami football camp. Manny Diaz's squad, he's the coach now at Duke. He said, yeah, you could walk on. He got one scholarship offer.
Wow.
And that was from Yale. And at the last minute, Cal loses a QB, and they say, hey, you want to come out here to Cal? And he comes out there and he plays a few years. Then he goes into the transfer portal. Miami did offer him $3 million.
Yeah.
He ends up going to Indiana instead because he got more. And
that's crazy. I mean, the things that happen are really wild.
And the kids had made plays in the game. So the two, the guys that scored touchdowns for Miami, Mark Fletcher Jr. and Malachi Tony, both Miami kids. The guy that made the interception for Indiana to seal the game is from Miami.
Wow,
went to Northwestern High School, which was a great football program. But the most ironic thing about it, do you know who that corner's uncle is? Glenn Sharp, and he was the defender for the University of Miami in their game against Ohio State, who had the pass interference called on him at the end of that game to give Ohio State another chance to tie the game, and they did, and it went to overtime, and Miami ended up losing in the game 23 years ago.
Wow. Geez, all the connections. Well, so Indiana wins 27-21. Sounded like a hell of a game. I'm going to be honest, didn't watch the game because I had pickleball, and I wasn't willing to give up on pickleball. So
I get it.
Sorry about that, but I did see the highlights. Very exciting. My dad was even watching the game, so P-Babs was texting me, are you watching this game right now? Very
and you were
crazy.
like, nope, I'm pickleballing.
No, I'm pickleballing.
Got to get your exercise in, Mederios, so that's good.
I don't pickleball when the Broncos are on. And let me tell you, the wave of emotions that came over me on Saturday was crazy.
Because that game was so topsy. You guys had a chance to take a 27-10 lead early in the third quarter, but the Bills defense stiffened up after that turnover. And then Josh Allen does what Josh Allen does, right?
Yeah.
He giveth, he taketh away. Because what a terrible sequence of events at the end of the first half.
No, but not only that, okay, in the first half I could kind of feel, because obviously, it's a huge defensive game for the Broncos.
Here's the thing.
5 turnovers.
If the Bills are about to put a stranglehold on you guys in the first half, Cook fumbles on that drive. That was huge.
But my thing is we kept on settling for field goals. And when we kept on, we got those 2 back-to-back field goals. And on one of the turnovers, we didn't even score at all. And I was like, you know what? This is going to come back to bite us.
One of those games.
Because when you let the Bills hang around, they come back in the second half. And so when we went into halftime, and I was like, wow, we should be up by really...
But you got a gift.
14.
You gift 3 at the end there.
Yeah,
a real gift.
So obviously the controversial pass interference call in overtime. I will say there's some back and forth, and I guess it depends on like how you read into the rules. And I do think it is an interception. The reason why is because I don't think he had the ball long enough.
No, I agree with you.
Down by contact.
When you just see the replay, because it let's just say there was no defender there.
Yeah.
And the ball came out, it would have been an incomplete pass. The ball did come out, but your defender just happened to be there to take it. So there was some other questionable calls on both sides.
Right.
These referees were clowns.
Yeah, like there was a couple of like pass interference calls that I was like, I don't know, could have gone either way. I could have let him play.
There was that pass interference that I thought was kind of bogus on the sidelines. However, there was a it was a penalty. There were 2 penalties on the play. So you guys would have the first down anyways.
Well, and the other thing too is like everybody talks about the interception, but there was a huge hold in the end zone, and it should have ended with a safety. I mean, the Bills offensive tackle has his full arm around, the defensive player for the Broncos.
So that would have been safety.
Anyway, so I'm on like the highest of highs. I'm at this barbecue place in Livermore with my cousins, okay? And
they're getting ready for the Niner game.
They said, first of all, okay, the Niner game starts at 5. We don't mind to watch it at a restaurant because there's TVs there. And I was like, okay. And then we're like, okay, the Broncos should be finished by that time, right? So we make a reservation, but then obviously it goes into overtime. And I'm like, gosh dang it, I'm going to have to watch this dang game on my phone, and then once we get to the place, like on the TV. So I see what happens. We're freaking out. Well, I'm freaking out. I'm really the only
The
Broncos
rest of them
fan
are like patting on the back.
Everybody else didn't really care. But I'm like, yeah, woo! And then they change all the TVs to the Niners game. Well, this spot in Livermore has terrible service. I don't know what happens to Verizon when I'm in Livermore, but I swear to God, I got -4 bars, okay? And so I'm like in SOS mode, can't see anything on my phone. Well, then I get to the parking garage after dinner. I mean, first of all, the Niners are already getting blown out because what a disgusting performance that was by the Niners. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, 35 yards. That was it, rushing. Purdy was 15 for 27 and only had 140
they got beat
yards.
up.
I mean, the Seahawks looked... I hate saying it, but they
so
look
now
so great.
was my text the first one you got about that?
So I'm on my way to the parking garage. All of a sudden, I see like a screenshot from my brother, and it's like a Bo Nix, and it says out for the season. And we've been talking about all these AI
at first,
photos.
We got it shared in our fantasy football thread, and I'm like, what? Out for the season? Why aren't they talking about it on the Niners game then? I didn't hear one mention in the first half from Tom Brady or Kevin, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
Kevin Burkhardt. And they didn't mention anything about him being out. And then, so I see that picture and I'm like, yeah, right. And then I go to Adam Schefter and I'm like, there's like a whole 4 thread of him talking about how he did it on the second to last play. And then you can go back and you can see him kind of limping around after that play. And
well, I will say there was a couple of things that I thought were interesting on this. Okay. Number one, they mentioned that it was the second to last play, but I think it was actually the third to last play. Now that I've gone back and looked, because it was when he was running out to the left. When he did that one,
which was a weird play.
Yeah, it was.
He ran left.
It was kind of weird. So
he wasn't even setting up for a field goal because he was way outside.
Yeah, so I think he was tackled weird, or he planted his foot weird. And I'm dealing with my own ankle issue. I get it, okay? And you kind of have the adrenaline come in, to your body. And I'm sure he's on a high of the highs in overtime. He's about to get this win. So then I think when he kneels down right after that to set up the field goal, I think he also like a little bit more impact. And then afterwards, So Tracy Wolfson shared afterwards, and she was like, yeah, I noticed when he was doing the interview with me that he was like on one leg and the other leg, like he was putting more weight on his left leg. And she was like, before the interview, are you good? Is that your knee? And he was like, no, I'm good. And so I'm like, okay, I kind of feel like, and I love her as a sideline reporter, but you're not gonna ask like, hey, you know, I noticed you're favoring one leg. Are you injured? Like,
that's true.
Is that not a strange thing? Like, she already had her suspicions up, and when she's doing that post-game interview, I don't know why she doesn't just
That's
ask.
a big whiff on her part.
No, like, seriously.
Hey, Bo, I see how you doing? You know, I'm okay. I think I did something on this. He would have mentioned.
Yes.
And then what I love about all these people on the internet were like, he injured himself celebrating in the locker room after the game. I'm like, no, you guys. Anybody who says that has never played competitive sports and has never gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Because adrenaline will take you a long way.
That's what I'm saying.
You can get hurt, but you cut it through, and then like 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, snap, this is worse than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And Mederios, you know, I'm not a big Bronco fan by any means. I know. But me, I'm a sports fan. So like, whether it's in baseball or football, even if it's a team I dislike and I'm going against them in a playoff, I would rather them have their full staff of people. Yeah. I do not want people to get hurt because I want to see the best versus the best. So it makes me so upset when I'm like, I feel for the kid. Yeah. He busted his ass all year.
A huge sophomore season. I mean, to be the #1 seed, I mean, we only lose 3 games, 2 of them.
He's had a hell of a season, and a lot of it is because of him.
Yeah, no. And the defense, I mean.
But you have to have a leader. He's definitely a leader of that team. Yeah. And he's gutted it out and had such a great year. And here we are. He's going to miss the biggest game of his life.
I know.
Because of a late play decision.
And that's where I'm saying I like went through such a range of emotions because
high, low, crying.
Because once I found that out, like, and even all the Broncos players were talking about, like, it was kind of like a gut punch because I really felt like after that game, and you know, I've been a skeptic. I think the offense still needs work.
No, you beat the Bills though.
I was like, I think the Bills is the toughest matchup that we will have in the playoffs. After that, I have confidence in almost beating every single team, and I think that there's a chance for another Super Bowl.
Yep.
And so I was like, I think this is the year. And then within 10 minutes, there it all goes. And like, listen, you know, the players seem to be rallying around Jarrett Stidham. They're calling
you know
him,
what the phrase is, Mederios? Next man up.
I know.
Here's the thing that works for the Broncos' favor because people are like saying all this stuff about Stidham, hasn't thrown a pass in a game since 2023. But here's the thing, he's been the backup in Denver. Sean Payton went out and paid like $12 million for him. And obviously Sean Payton is not stupid. He's a great offensive mind. And this guy's been in the system for 2 years. Yeah. So it's not like he's walking in blind. It's the repetition and getting that chemistry with your receivers that's going to be tough.
Well, and just like, you know, you're taking the snaps with the twos all year long. So, I mean, Pat Surtain, he has a podcast, and he was talking about in the preseason, he was taking reps with the ones in that he felt like Stidham actually burnt him on a couple of plays, which I was kind of like shocked on. I was like, well, you know, who knows? And they're calling him Stiddy. There seems to be a lot of, the good thing is there's no tape on him. So, I mean,
the Patriots have tape because he used to play for them.
No, I know, but I'm saying like recent.
Yes.
And I guess, you know, he did play under Brady for a little while, so we'll see if that comes into play. But I will say, I went to the Broncos-Raiders game 2 years ago, and he started. It wasn't pretty.
He's thrown a lot of picks. When he was filling in the Patriots, he has not had a clean game. Yeah. He always is throwing a pick. So let's hope he doesn't do that. But I'm going to tell you, Mederios, with your defense, and I'm not really convinced. The Patriots have a good defense too. Yeah. Drake May really hasn't really looked all that great. He did make some throws, and his receivers stepped up. I mean, Stephon Diggs could be a problem, but you know the better.
But you put Surtain on Diggs.
They've got better receivers than the Bills do. The Bills obviously have the better quarterback, as much as Drake May has played, but the Patriots defense is solid. I think your defense can neutralize the Patriots offense. So, hey, defense can win a championship as the Broncos showed many moons ago.
Yeah, it's just the middle of the field that we have issues with. Yeah. Like, Cook's had over 100 yards on us.
Yeah.
And so the running defense, like the linebacker can get a little bit tough, but we'll see what happens. Anyways,
that's AFC, it's going to be worth watching. NFC, I think there's only one team left in the playoffs that can beat the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are looking them right in the face because there are 2 matchups this year.
Yeah.
The Rams have scored 58 points. The Seahawks have scored 57. These 2 teams, it's going to be a barn burner.
No, it is.
This could be the game of the year.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I feel like that division was a tough division in football this year as well.
Yeah, 3 of the final 4 teams.
And you got to give it to Devontae. I mean, the catch that he had on the sideline there, I mean, it was like he drug those feet in and set up a couple of plays.
Well, and then how about the greatest play that I've seen in the past decade? Caleb Williams just going backwards and then launching one for a touchdown to tie the game. So I like to make videos when I'm watching games. So Tammy, our friend who's a big Bears fan, at the beginning of the day, she sends me a text. She's like, "Hey, can you make one of those videos if the Bears need a miracle?" And I'm like, I'm on it. So earlier in the game, she's like, "Make a video." I go, "Too early, Tammy." But we'll put this video up. She texts me and she's like, "Kevin, make a video." And this was it. All right, Tammy, this is for you. Come on, Bears, 4th and 4. Let's go, Bears. Oh my God. Oh my God. It worked. And it was a fantastic play. Unfortunately, it didn't work when I made a video later on the field goal, but fantastic football all the way around.
Yeah, really, the only bad game was that blowout, 41-6. It's
because the Seahawks
Niners
are just that good.
Seahawks, yeah,
they're that good.
And there's just too many injuries for the Niners.
Yeah. The Niners were held together by baling wire. They were trying to get Fred Warner in the game. He tried his best. He wasn't going to be able to do it. And then McCaffrey, they used him so much this year.
Yeah.
It finally, he got a stinger. And then it was just like sayonara.
Yeah. Just real quick, and then we do have to take a break.
Yeah.
Big news in coaching. McDaniel.
That's a great move for the Chargers.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel with Herbert, if they can get an offensive line. You've already seen what he did with Miami, and that was with Tua with limited ability.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought that was a fantastic hire.
I do think it is good. I don't like that he's in my division.
No, I know.
But,
I'm glad he gets to work with Justin Herbert finally.
What are you going to do?
Finally working with Herbert.
What are you going to do? So we'll see what other head coaching stuff comes down. Obviously, we got a lot of shakeups, and then Harbaugh going to the Giants.
Yeah, and we had Robert Saleh, who's now the Titans coach.
Yep.
The Dolphins get this reject from Boston College who was with the Packers, which I kind of knew was going to happen because their new GM came from the Packers. So, you know what I like to say about sports? Sports is the ultimate reality show.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about some other reality shows, which...
Oh, what a good transition,
which have blown up over the past couple of decades. Which one are your favorites? Which one are our favorites? We'll let you know. We'll get to that right after the break.
And we'll be right back. We promised the people.
Hey, it's funny. So many people say, the NFL I've got the script. It's all scripted. No, it's a reality show. It isn't scripted, folks.
I know, but I will say, did you see the Mentalist that was on Hard Knocks?
That guy's funny.
But did you see he did predict the Broncos Rams 23-14 with Devontae Adams making the game-winning catch? We'll see what happens, but if the Broncos or the the Rams make it to the Super Bowl, I mean, that would be crazy.
And then you got a Fresno State connection in there too, so
a couple of. Ronnie Rivers is still on the Rams too.
Yes, he is. But folks, the NFL is not scripted; it is reality TV.
Yes.
We all love reality TV, even though a lot of it on TV is scripted.
I love
as much as you don't want to believe it.
I love trash TV
because what the producers get in there and they kind of guide the way, and it's the way it's edited too. Going back to the OG Real World when it started on MTV. I was in my 20s, you know, when that was going on. It was just, we had seen nothing like it.
When did you first hear about it? Like the first season? Or
no,
did it take a little while?
Because we watched MTV all the time.
Yeah.
And Real World was kind of a groundbreaking concept. These kids all thrown together. It was Real World New York.
Rules. Oh, that was the first one.
Yeah.
New York.
No, Real World Road Rules was later on down the
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
But so it was a reality TV show that nobody had ever seen before. And it was, you know,
what
following
a great concept.
Throwing them all in this one house. What happens when you get a bunch of 20-year-olds in a house? A lot of drama.
No, seriously.
So that was a great concept.
And the challenge is still going on from that. I mean, more than 40 seasons later.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think what it did was, one, production costs were a lot lower. You know, you're not paying these folks like you would be paying actors and whatnot. And it kind of struck a nerve, and then it kind of just blossomed from there. I mean, famous people got into reality TV.
Yeah. No.
People wanting to be famous.
And I feel like back in the day, like on MTV, VH1, there were so many good shows. And MTV was just so different in general. You know, when they would do like the music countdown and the videos and everything. But some MTV shows that VH1, all that kind of during that time, loved Punk'd. Thought that was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Punk'd was good with Ashton Kutcher. Pimp My Ride. I'll never forget when they put an aquarium in the back of one of the cars, and I was like, if that thing ever crashes, all the fish are gonna go all over the place. Whose house?
Runs house.
Love that show.
You know what's funny? As much of a Run DMC fan as I am, I really never watched that one.
Really?
No.
I loved it. He was always in his bathtub on his BlackBerry.
Yeah, but there was Pin My Ride, and then there was Cribs. Remember MTV Cribs?
Okay, I didn't realize Cribs, it wasn't their actual homes. I found that out, and that really actually
that would have killed the narrative. So, you know, they kind of had to play that up.
I know, I don't like that, though.
Then the Osbournes came out.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was pretty funny. It kind of like put Ozzy back into the forefront.
Yeah.
And his kids became famous.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
You know, and Sharon herself, more famous. Sharon!
Parental Control, did you ever watch that?
I did not watch Parental Control.
Okay, Parental Control was, let's just say I was your daughter, okay? And you hate the person that I'm dating. And so the premise of the show is that you are going to interview potential bachelors, okay? Like 10 different guys.
And then I pick the one that's going out with you.
The two parents pick who's going to go out with me. And then the parents and the boyfriend or the girlfriend have to watch the dates inside of their house as it's going on. And then at the end, between the three suitors, the boyfriend
it's kind of like a dating game with a twist.
But it was all fake. I found out later it was all fake. How about Maury?
Oh, the entire, yes. Maury was crazy. And then... How can we forget Jerry freaking Springer? Jerry. And then, like, Jerry was just all out chaos. And then you know that was fake as hell because people are not really that warped. But some other ones, there was Rock of Love.
Rock of Love, yep, I watched that.
What was the one with...
Flavor Flav, wasn't there?
Flavor Flav and Brigitte Nielsen. And then there was the one where they all lived in the house. But there was Big Brother, of course, Survivor.
Yeah, Survivor.
But there was the one where... I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's escaping me. But there was one where Jose Canseco, Surreal House, something. Why can't I remember, folks?
Fear Factor.
Yeah. Oh, Fear Factor. Yeah, that was one of the NBC early shows.
Fear Factor, and then it obviously evolved. I mean, you have Kardashians and how big that's become.
Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the
Stars. It was a reality show.
The Bachelor.
I mean, all these talent shows like X Factor, American Idol. So the list goes on and on.
On and on.
And that's what we have on TV now. Most of those shows, most of the shows people watch are reality shows. Sitcoms have kind of gone by the wayside.
Yeah.
You still get your dramas, Law and Order, 50 different Law and Orders, every kind of Chicago, Fire, Police, Hope, you name it.
Some other weird ones have become popular, though, too, and we have to move on in about 30 seconds. But, like, Love is Blind was an interesting concept, so it's definitely evolved over the years.
Love on the Spectrum?
Yep. But I do think that the original, like, that when you're talking about Next, Your Mama, Cribs, those are the best ones still to me. Oh, Jersey Shore. Can't forget about Jersey Shore.
Oh, you can't forget Jersey Shore and that cast of characters.
You can't.
And look at how that sprung careers for those folks.
Yeah, and the Housewives.
Oh, my gosh. The Housewives are like, you had famous people like on the ones Beverly Hills, but all these, what is it? Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop.
Yep.
You name it. I mean, they're all people gunning to be famous, You know how it goes.
I'd go on it. What the heck? Okay, well, let's get into some music.
Look at this, Mederios. Mederios is happy today because Bruno Mars is back and he 1-2 punch, knocking Taylor Swift out of the top spot. That video came out last week. It's a catchy song.
I don't know if I've heard it.
He announced his tour. His tour's gone crazy. Okay. We had a couple people at work that paying $400 to go see him at SoFi.
Lying.
I'm not lying. Ricky and JT. Paying $400, but so he does put on a good show. But Bruno Mars back in the spotlight. Did you know this is his first solo #1 song since 2017?
Wow,
I mean he's been #1, but it's been duets.
Yeah,
and
with
featured.
Lady Gaga.
But Bruno Mars is back solo, expecting the album to be big. Another music tidbit: Harry Styles dropped that he is making an album. And it's coming out March 6th. That'll be big. So let's look down the list. Bruno Mars, #1. Taylor's at #2 with Fate of Ophelia. Golden's holding on up there with, the K-pop folks. Olivia Dean, Man I Need. This song kind of grows on me. It's got a good groove to it.
I think it's good.
And that's holding at #4. Alex Warren's at #5. Ella Langley to Choosing Texas Country Music in the top 10. Dijo, thanks to his Stranger Things usage. Somber, #8. Folded by Kehlani, #9. And Opalite hanging on to the top 10. And look at this. Zach Bryan knocks Morgan Wallen. It's a country two-step at the top. So Zach Bryan with Evan on top debuting at #1. Morgan Wallen slides to 2. Olivia Dean holding at #3 with her album. Taylor Swift drops a couple. K-pop Demon Hunters drop a couple. The Kid Laroi is back. #6.
Do you know who that is?
I know who that is.
Oh, okay.
Well, he had, but was it like about 5 or 6 years ago? He had a big album with Justin Bieber as a feature and whatnot. And
okay.
So
I'm
I know
surprised.
some Kid Laroi. Come on.
Wow.
All right, SZA's up there still with SOS. Tate McRae drops to #8. Morgan Wallen, 2 albums in the top 10. I don't know why. And Sabrina Carpenter rounds out the top 10.
Okay, we do have to say goodbye, but I guarantee Bad Bunny is going to be making it back up on this list.
Once Super Bowl. We got 2 weeks for that, folks. And and then Green Day may get a bump because they're going to be the opening acts before the Super Bowl, so they'll probably be performing outside the stadium.
And next week we can get more into that, what we're expecting. But we hope you guys all have a great week. Go Broncos, and let's get loud.
Peace.